The attitudes and opinions expressed in this podcast result from the general insanity of the Caveman Mafia and its... Are you serious? Who wrote talent here?
Hey, just read the fucking words.
All right, whatever. The Caveman Mafia and its talent and do not reflect the views of their respective employers, serve as commentary on the quality of their upbringing, or confirm the failure of our public school system. Please direct all complaints to junkmail@thecavemanmafia.com.
Welcome to the Caveman Mafia podcast, your weekly sit down with the guys at the club. Life isn't politically correct, neither are we, so send the women and children to bed, grab a drink and a fine cigar, and relax. It's time to do this thing of ours.
It's good. It's amazing technology.
Welcome to Entertainment Ta-Nite-Ah, the multimedia segment of the Caveman Mafia Network, where we discuss the video games we've been playing, the TV shows and movies we've been watching, whether to recommend them to you to watch or stay away from. I am your host, the Stepfather, and I'm joined by my captains, Greg.
You are joined by me.
Are we joined by Greg? I'm not sure. He's in there playing with his phone the whole time.
I like my phone.
And
I'm here. I'm alert. I'm not on the phone or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm a man of 40.
I'm not 40 yet, actually.
I can
but,
put
you know.
down my phone. It's new technology for Greg.
Yeah, he's very excited.
Better than that old
It's
phone.
another mobile gaming platform.
Hey, there's
for him.
nothing wrong with the
I
Samsung
downloaded
Sway.
10 apps while I was sitting here. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the Sway.
No.
You can't do apps.
If you want to live in the dark ages. Was that laughter and mocking after the joke, or pain from that belch?
It was mocking with a mix of belch. Mix of belch right into it. That was pretty cool.
All right, well, let's start this week by discussing what our topic is, which has got a lot of headway.
No!
On Facebook. Hey, I remember.
No
Barely
topics.
remembered.
Light bulb went off and a little bit of it dissolved, sort of like your news intro.
Thanks. Fuck you.
This week we're going to discuss our favorite football films and TV shows.
Right on time, just like it should have
Wrong
been.
thing.
But first, let's go over what we've been playing and watching. Let's start with video games. Greg, what have you been playing?
Yeah, what have you been playing, Greg?
I've been playing a
Greg.
bunch of things.
What'd you play?
Greg.
I played a game. Actually, I picked up a Humble Bundle weekly sale for a bunch of games from this company called Arcen Games, ARCEN. They're really weird games. They made AI War, and that's the one that they're known for the most. And then they have these two that are called Valley of Wind and Valley of Wind 2. They're just like side-scrolling RPGs.
Okay.
Pretty fun so far. It's weird. It's just
Was that
weird.
last week's or was that this
That was
week's?
last week.
Okay.
This week is System Shock and a bunch of other things
Oh,
for the
okay.
weekly one.
At first, so much good about System Shock, but it's so damn old.
Yeah, it's so old, yeah. But I'm enjoying that one, as confused as I am about it, because, I played AI War, and I was confused by that. It's a space sim, and it's just complicated. There's so much in it. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like jumping from something simple to, Civ 5 and going, whoa, this is in-depth.
Great comparison.
Great comparison.
From something to Civ 5.
Yeah. So it's just very complicated. Their games are known for being more complicated,
Yeah.
in depth.
You like complicated, though,
I
don't
do.
you?
And then I quit playing them.
Until the first expansion comes out.
Till the first expansion comes out. I also played a game that I got for you guys, which is Sniper Elite Zombie Army, or Nazi Zombie Army.
Why'd you play? I thought you got it because it was co-op.
Well, I
So-
made sure it was installed.
So
He had to make sure it installed
that's not
properly.
that's not what you just said.
He had to get
So
to
you
level
played
6
it.
before we started.
Is that what's going on?
I wanted to
I'm just
play it
asking.
a little bit.
I'm just
Fucking
asking.
bought it. I could play a little bit.
No, you can't. You got to wait.
It's a mix between Call of Duty Zombies and Left 4 Dead and the
Zombies in it.
sniper games.
Which makes sense.
So are
'cause
we all snipers?
We're all military people,
That
but
makes
you
sense,
can
though,
pick up
'cause
sniper.
it's called Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army, so it
Yeah.
says it right there in the title.
Everything in the title.
Yeah, everything in the title is
Yeah.
in there. It's actually pretty fun. I can't wait to play it with you guys. I have a fourth version, but I don't know who to give it to.
Yeah, we know you couldn't wait because you had to play by yourself.
Yeah. I wasn't informed.
Don't worry, you
were
can
playing.
have anything that's there to pick up. So I I have a 4th copy of it. I don't know who would want it though.
Maybe we can have a listener contest to get that 4th copy, and they can play with us as it's a great gift. It's not, but we could say it is.
Well, it's not as
are
good
we
as
recording?
Colonial Marines.
Well, Mike
but-
was thinking.
Yeah.
I played some of that too. I didn't put it on the list. The horde mode in it is fucking awesome.
I'm skeptical.
No, it's awesome. You bring up your
What's
little
awesome
HUD
about
with the boop 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 boop, and then the aliens are right in your face. And then it's almost like Gears of War, where you have to go and do things in the level, like to put up, like a rocket launcher or a turret or something, and then open up doors and shut windows so the aliens can't come through that way. It's actually really fun.
Well, is it awesome in terms of a $5 game, or is it awesome in terms of a $25 game?
It's awesome in a $5 game.
Okay. So then we'll have to wait for the Steam Winter Sale, and I'll buy it for you because I know you
He
won't buy
won't
it.
play it.
No, don't
He won't
get it
play
from me.
it.
I won't play it.
I'm
You'll
enjoying
play it
it
with
for
us.
for $5.
No, I won't. You can't make me do it.
For $5, I'm really enjoying it. I
Well, tell the truth though.
what?
You didn't pay $5
What do you mean?
Yeah,
because you also bought the expansions too.
you bought
You keep selling it like for $5. I did well. It's a
Is
good
this
game,
true?
but the game's not really $5. You bought the game for $5, but you also bought the expansion.
Is that true?
I bought the
Is that true?
multiplayer add-ons.
Is that true?
Yeah, but the game was $5.
So how much total was
The
this?
game
Like
was
15
not
bucks.
$5.
$15.
So is it good for a $15 game?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
Do you think he's going to say no after that?
exactly.
The
No, he
road-
was not.
Called it a carpet.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I'm having a good time with it.
You're a lying liarson.
I'm not a lying liarson.
You
Well,
are.
maybe if it shows up in a humble bundle or the Steam Christmas sale, Al and I will have it.
No.
Al won't have
I'm
it.
not
Al
gonna
won't
have
play
it.
Al's not going to buy it. I didn't. Al will have it.
He won't never play it.
I'll reject the gift. I'll reject it. No, no, no.
That'd be awesome.
It's a fun game.
Speaking of Steam, Al, were you one of the first 1,000 to sign up for the family sharing plan? Because I need to play some of your games.
No. From what I understand, I mean, the way it kind of works is like if you start playing anything that I share with you, for example, if I play anything from my library, you're getting kicked off within a couple minutes.
Yeah. It's
Any
Oh,
game.
not
It's
even
just the
not
game.
even the same game.
No.
If you play
I
anything.
found that
game.
out today too.
Oh, that's kind of dumb. So if you
That's why I
did,
kind
if
of
you,
quelled
if
it
you
a little
didn't
bit.
know, then Steam came out this week and said that they were going to open up with this family sharing program where you could play the games of a friend, because you can lend your library to up to 5 computers.
I thought it was 10. I
it's
heard
10
today that
now?
It's 10
Oh, well.
people you can share your library with.
Yeah, we could definitely give it a
might
shot.
be 10 people, but it might only be 5 IPs or something like that.
Besides, I don't think you want my library.
No, we want the
You
mother
want Greg's
load.
library. I'm pretty sure Greg's library is probably bigger than both ours combined.
want-
Do
We
you
want
want
the
to borrow it so
mother
you
load.
can play Alien Colonial Marines?
No.
So
I'll just buy it for you if you want.
So in the fuck yous, it said that you could, once you were playing a game, if the person who owned the game went to play the game, then you would get kicked off. But you're saying from your understanding, if you play anything,
Yeah.
I heard that today.
That's my
too.
understanding.
well, that sucks.
Yeah, it kind of puts a little damper on it. But I mean, if you happen to be, not on a computer and all that, then you can play whatever you want from my thing. So we can give it a shot. Haven't signed up for it yet.
Well, you have to go to their groups, and you have to look for the family sharing and sign up for the beta. The first 1,000 people.
They're at
get it.
100,000
It was
now.
at 150. Was it 150,000? Whenever we went there last
Whoops.
night.
Yeah, we'll get in the beta.
We're not
Yeah.
getting in the beta, but
Yeah, well.
Are you guys
To be fair, Greg doesn't need that. He has all the games.
yeah, well, his account is the server by which all will be. As soon as he signs up for family sharing, everybody in the world gets to play Steam.
Do they just use your computer as a torrent to help download games for everybody else? Since you have all of them?
He's definitely a seeder.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting Grand Theft Auto 5?
I don't think so.
I wasn't planning on it. At least not full price.
The only reason I would say
Should I?
no is because I never finished Grand Theft Auto 4.
Right.
Right? Was that the run with the Russian? That's the one we had.
Yes, Nico.
I never finished the storyline. The storyline phased out. But Sleeping Dogs, I love that storyline. I'm
You done
still
with it
playing
yet?
that. I'm not done with it. I'll have to ask you off air. Well, I just became head of
That organization?
the organization. Well, not the whole organization, but
Of that section your
Yes.
buddy was running.
so how much longer do I have?
Yeah, a little longer yet.
I did last night.
Depending on how many side
last night I
missions you do.
stayed up until 2:30 in the morning because I thought a couple weeks ago you said you finished the wedding part, and then it was like a week later you said you were done with it. So
I played.
You thought you'd just trudge through?
I thought I'd just trudge through and finish it. Well, 2:30 rolled around and nothing happened, so I went to bed and I woke up at 8:00 this morning and I played 2 more hours and nothing. I still wasn't finished. So I'm like, how much more do I have left?
Yeah, well, you're getting there.
I don't do the races.
Oh,
The car
Races
races
are fun.
The car races I can do, but the motorcycle races I'm fucking horrible at.
Oh.
Those motorcycles move they're too fucking easy to move, and I just slam
yeah.
into shit.
They
and
have
blow
a.
up.
You need a fine touch. Definitely. Oh, you go flying.
Scooter, I'm money on.
Oh,
Yeah, much
that's
slower.
Good for you. Anything else you play, Greg? I see you got a lot of games on this list.
Who played a Valley Without Wind?
Me, I said that. That was the first game.
Oh, okay.
That was that.
Did you
arson.
actually play or you just own it?
No, I played a good bit of it.
And
I'm enjoying it so far. It's like an RPG side scroller.
linear scroll. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I lost interest in it. It says side scroller.
And you can craft stuff. It almost reminds
Like Terraria?
me like Terraria. It looks like Terraria, but the graphics are a little bit different. Yeah, it's weird. Their games are all just weird. And once you
Too
get past-
complicated.
they're just trust me. If you tried any of the demos, the AI war, they're all just weird. And if you listen to any reviews, they're just like, yeah, the stuff that they do in here is really interesting, and that's what they find. Like, that's the thing that all the reviews come back is like, yeah, the game was really interesting. After a while, I got bored with it, but it's really weird. The games are just weird.
See, I remember looking into AI Wars one point in time and not deciding to get it and getting like Endless Space instead or something like that.
Endless Space is a much better game than AI War, but AI War is definitely interesting. I think it's like they try too much in the game, and then the gameplay fails.
Okay.
Because they make these really complicated games, and almost like Peter Molyneux does. He tries these inventive things, and then while his game may not do well, all these other people that made games
Right.
that are based off of that premise do well.
Yeah, he has some very ambitious designs.
Yeah, I think these games are ambitious, and then they just fall short in the actual execution of the game. But
You're saying
Kind of
it's-
looks like a Contra type game.
yeah, it's a side scroll. The characters are like a little bit tall, like a Contra guy, and you use magic spells.
Is there controller support for this?
There is, yes.
Because it looks like I would need a controller to play it. It looks pretty cool though.
Yeah.
anything else?
You don't want to hear about Colonial Marines.
No, I don't. Well, I hear about it.
Al, what have you been playing?
Well, I thought Greg was going to bring it up, but now we're still playing our Don't Starve game.
Sorry,
I didn't bring it up. I'm gonna let you.
I know you did. I know you didn't bring it up.
I was
All
hoping
right.
we'd forget about it.
Yeah. So what's this throw us out here to the listeners here? Got a little question here. I mean,
Strive
part
for
of
excellence.
part of Don't Starve.
I failed.
Yeah, part of Don't Starve is challenge level is not permanently dying in the game. Seeing how far you can get or whatever else.
Well, yeah, the whole aspect is don't starve. If
Yeah.
if you starve, you die.
Which essentially we call Don't Die.
Don't die.
But the
But,
game's called Don't Starve, so you're allowed to die.
Yeah. So do you want to discuss up yourself on the air here?
All right. As soon as I took the game over, we've been playing
7
days, and we
turns.
pass it on to the next person. So we send the save files to the next person, then they put it on their computer and they play 7 days. They save the save files and pass it on. So we've been rotating 7 days, and we were on to day 64. And I started the day, and it's winter,
Yeah, it's very cool.
and already half insane. And
The tent was there.
the dogs, the wolves come.
The hounds.
The hounds
they're
come.
wolves at that point.
Wolves, whatever.
And yeah, it's like hounds and wolves. And we built ourselves a nice, safe little shelter. Well, walls. And I'm standing in the walls, waiting it out because I figure I'm safe. I have stone walls, and next thing I know, 4 or 5 of the wolves are chewing me to bits. Because
got 3
evidently, wolves can eat through stone castle walls.
Well, got enough time.
Enough time, it's been like an hour.
Well, I don't know if they ever. I don't know. Were you planning on waiting there until they went away?
No, I was waiting until the sun came up so I could run away.
I gotcha.
And try to run them down to like the pigs or
I
something
gotcha.
for something else to kill them, because there was at least a dozen or
Did
so.
they go
Oh, so
through
you-
the valley with the traps?
No, they didn't go through the Valley of the Traps. They ate right through the wall.
They targeted directly towards you.
They
Whichever
came
way,
in.
yeah.
They came in at the corner. So what we
Pathfinding
did
is-
So what we did was we built a four-walled structure, and at the bottom of the south wall, we made a long hallway with traps, thinking that the dogs and wolves
Right in
would
there.
come up the pathway to get in. No, they just ate through the fucking wall.
So maybe what we need to do is like you run around a little bit and you get them all following you, then go through that.
No, what we need to do is we need to build an outer wall and put traps in between the outer wall and the inner wall. So that if they eat through the outer wall, then they hit the traps and they don't make it to the inner
But you
wall.
don't
We have
know
enough
where they're
traps
going
for
to
that?
hit.
Yeah, we have
It
enough
doesn't
traps.
matter. You build them.
Well, that takes supplies and shit.
Then that's what we need to.
It needs bees
so-
and it needs hound teeth and everything
Anyways.
else like that. And some people picked the flowers and took away some of the bees and shit. I'm just saying.
I was
Sorry, you think bees grow on trees?
10 minutes into the game and I died.
Which should mean what?
And it should mean that I respawn and I play the
Yes.
game from the respawn spot.
Because in the game there is a way of coming back to life. if you
Right,
die.
Right. Because I found we found actually there is another respawn spot, but I won't tell where that is because I kind of cheated and I won't talk about it.
Oh, okay. Cheated.
So there's more
Confessions
than
galore today.
There's more than one touchstone in a game, at least in this game.
Okay.
So I respawned, and because I died, and I stopped the game because I was pissed off at myself that I fucking died, and was like, why didn't I see the wolves coming through the fucking wall? Why did I fucking die? So instead,
But she also surprised, like, whoa, wolves!
I deleted the save game, reinstalled the Pass to Me save game, and played through, and then sent it along.
Okay.
Which is
I hate myself for cheating.
well, you
I
should,
cheated. I feel like I
should
cheated.
hurt yourself a little bit, just a little bit.
Did you strive for excellence by putting
Yeah.
extra effort?
Yeah.
No, I didn't put the extra effort in. I put in mediocrity, and that's what we got. And instead, I cheated and went back.
So my thoughts on it were, I was kind of one of those things where if what I want to do is if we play through it for the first time, like first 7 days, if we die, just whatever, redo it then, because I don't want to go through restarting that early,
Right.
or anything else like that. So I mean, we could. I was fine with saying, oh, okay, this is a one free, but we didn't die the first 21 days. Okay, we move on from here. Next time we die, that's it. But Greg disagreed. Why did you disagree, Greg?
Huh?
You want to from your plan that you submitted to us. Sounds like you just want to keep going, and no matter what, if we die, we just keep going. Is that correct?
Right, because
Why?
Why?
Yeah. Explain yourself.
Because then we'll get
Because
further in the game.
excellence
Because the
isn't
game
extra
will
effort.
never end.
Not if we. Yeah, it will never end if we don't. Stop when we die. That's true. So you just wanna see the end game?
I actually think that there is an end game. I think this.
I'm not
is
convinced.
This is. It's like it's. Is there a heaven after? Is there an afterlife? Right. What I want to believe
There's an
is
afterlife. Yeah.
not that if you get to so many days, but once you've built
Yeah, once you've gotten to something.
like a house, I think you have to put the carpet in. I think you have to. I think you have to
Needs a
build
little furnace.
Yeah, I think what
Oh,
what has
God,
to happen
no.
is that you have to build an existence where those things won't harm you. And I think
Yeah, but they're going to eat through whatever walls you have.
here's my plan. I started to do it, but we didn't have enough stuff to do it, and it's really fucking hard to do to see on that map. But I think if you build a wood, or not a wood, but a stone outer wall, and then you plant the bee grenades next to that stone outer wall, and then a stone inner wall, then all you would have to do was keep replenishing the bee grenades and building up the stone wall.
What if they chew through and don't hit the grenade? Hit the.
Yeah, there's a
It's only
chance.
problem.
No. They won't miss it. Because if you build a square and then around that square, every space is a bee grenade.
Well, that's a
lot of bee
Do you know how
grenades.
long that's going to take? Do
and then another stone wall around that square.
you wonder how long it took me
This
to get
game
those?
is not called bee grenades.
Do you wonder how long it took me to get the ones we have?
Yeah.
It took me a few days.
Well,
That's why you don't quit.
then
Do you know why?
That's what we need to
we
set
have to
up
get a
on.
whole
don't-
shitload of silk.
That's why you
we
don't
gotta
quit,
catch a
you
whole bunch
keep
of bees
going.
and construct a whole bunch of this shit. It's going to take time.
That's why you don't quit and you keep going.
I don't want to hear from you.
Why?
You're making me angry.
Why am I
What?
making you
What?
angry?
What is that? What? You're defeating the whole purpose of the game.
No, the game.
You're
is
putting
to
it on
finish
easy
it.
mode. You're putting it on super easy mode.
You're
where there's no
still-
consequences.
You still have to survive.
No, I
No,
shouldn't
if I
have.
can reload.
I shouldn't have cheated. No, I think once we die, we die.
I have to go along with Mike.
I cheated.
If you don't
and
want to
I
die,
feel-
make a meat effigy.
Look, just don't tell us. If you have a moral compass where you can lie to us, that's fine.
Greg can't
I
lie.
don't. I had to tell the truth. I
Greg.
fessed up.
Greg can't lie. He's not a good liar.
But anyways, if you go to the west very far through the swamps, there's another touchstone.
Oh, why'd you tell me that?
Wait, so you're not playing that your turn then? We're
No,
starting
no.
over?
No, I'm playing my turn.
He's playing his
this
turn.
this was the freebie.
I confessed. I'm sorry,
the freebie.
listeners. I won't cheat again.
But how
I've
could
only
you live
cheated
with
like
yourself
4
playing
times in
this?
my life.
Well, as I said, we were going to do that for the first, like, for like 21 days. When
I think
so we didn't do it.
I think if we die within like the first round,
Yeah,
then I'm
just keep
okay
going.
with keep
Yeah.
going,
'Cause I
reset
don't want
and
to just
keep going.
respawn.
But-
I mean, we just got started, so just keep going.
although I
but,
think
you know.
next time we need to build a bigger hut,
Bigger hut, bigger room,
bigger room,
bigger walled area.
Yeah, I would like to have storage in the bigger room. I would like the bigger room to actually be the base camp.
Oh, okay. So you want to build around the base camp, essentially.
Yeah,
Maybe the next time we go, if we ever die again.
which is more certain whenever it's my turn. But
Yeah. Maybe we'll design get an idea for our base camp. And then
don't attack
go
the
to that.
penguins either. That's pretty fun. It takes a lot of prodding to attack the penguins. But
Oh, I never attacked the penguins.
I survived the penguin attack.
Why, what do they do?
They
Attack you?
Oh yeah. I tried to spear a couple of them a couple of times. It took like the first hit they didn't do anything, but the second and third hit, then they started chasing me. Yeah.
They doing that? Oh, gee, that's
Yeah.
scary.
I have nightmares
I
about it.
wanted to see what you would get if you killed a penguin.
Did you kill
Attacked. That's
no,
what you
I
got
didn't
for.
kill him.
one? Oh,
You got attacked.
I ran into the room,
into the safe room.
and they only chase you for so long.
I noticed with Chester that the pathing was off because he got stuck
Yes,
in
he doesn't
the fucking
follow
room.
you. He doesn't follow
And
you.
then he wouldn't just cut like I went out real quick and went over and he was stuck in the corner of the room because
Oh.
he's still aimed at me. He doesn't know enough
Right.
to bounce there, down, and over.
I guess
the
he needs
pathing.
maybe just drop the stick outside there. He won't follow you in then.
Right.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, for listeners who don't know, Chester is this little chest that follows you around in the game. If you have have the stick in your inventory. But yeah. All right. So we're agreed now that the next death, that's it. Next real death,
Right.
Permanent death, the overall death.
Yeah,
The
overall
true death, like a
Well,
vampire.
I didn't reach the true death, but
No.
because I spawned at the touchstone, I just restarted.
Yeah. So
Wait, but
I died and respawned. I stopped the game.
And
I
then you
deleted
did-
the save game, reinstalled the save game, and
at
started
first
again.
I thought you said you just respawned and
No, I didn't.
All right. So anyway, other than Don't Starve, I also picked up NHL 14.
Xbox 360.
Yes, Xbox 360.
So
yeah.
are you not buying a new console?
I wasn't planning on it. I didn't buy the original Xbox 360 right away. I took probably a year or so after it came out, I'm guessing. So I got a used one.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I didn't buy it on launch.
Was it that long before I
Around
bought the
there.
PS3? Wow.
Yeah. I wasn't planning on it.
Well,
so.
even if you decide you can, EA had that thing right where you just pay $10 more and you get any of the EA games, the EA Sports
didn't.
games. If you bought the 360 or the PS3 version, and
Oh,
then
really?
if you upgrade to the new system, then you can
okay.
turn that game in for $10 more and get the new one.
I won't be doing
I
that
think
anyhow.
I don't know if you had to do it at GameStop or something like that, but there was something weird about it. But
Well, I like this version of the game. I have a good time.
how? Oh wait, I have to ask you. How is the Enforcer engine? Because
I only
yesterday,
fought once and I got bored with it.
yesterday I watched. There's a 5-minute YouTube video that
Oh, is it?
explains the Enforcer engine. It seems like they went into great detail
Yeah.
to make fighting very important in this year's NHL game.
Yeah, and what's annoying about it is I like playing the online version where everybody's a certain different player. 'Cause You
Okay.
can play, with 5-on-5 or 6-on-6 essentially, online and all that. I am annoyed by people who like to hit pause constantly. Luckily, they only have 2 or 3 times you can do that in the game. And people who talk about everybody being gay and stuff, but that goes along with the territory of playing online. But I can't remember where I was going with this now. I was going somewhere with it.
The online game.
Oh, yeah. The fighting.
Oh, okay.
People love to start the fights up. And
Yeah,
I
because
I'm
now
just like,
you can
quits
start
get
them
done.
up real easy.
Yeah, I'm here to play hockey, not watch a poorly a bad fighting game, which is what that is. So yeah, people love fighting online. Love it. So
Well, with the Enforcer
sucks.
engine, I mean, it seemed like it was very detailed, and it's
Yes.
almost a game within the game.
Yeah, you can grab people and you could dodge your punches and punch
Right.
them in the head. But I have no interest in that whatsoever. No interest. But other than that, the game's pretty damn fun. I mean,
How are your interests in the NHL rotisserie game? Or
that I don't know if I
is
could
that
do two of
a dead?
those.
Is that a dead?
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I personally could do two of those. The baseball one's sucking up enough of my life. I don't need to add a second one onto that right now. And nobody else has really responded to interest in that I've seen. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Probably not though. The other game I just want to talk about real briefly is a game called Project Zomboid. This is a game I guess you could say I kickstarted before Kickstarter was really a thing. This has been totally alpha funded game. They started taking money for it about 2011, I believe it was.
Okay.
It's essentially going to be like an isometric zombie survival game, where to make it sound kind of simple, think of it almost like Don't Starve, but zombies in real life. You're able to go ahead and you can collect items to make, like, you could board up houses, make, I don't know how far into structures you can make and all that, but it's pretty much, it's just you surviving the zombie apocalypse. The game, when it actually launches, the title screen says this is the story of how you died. You're not making it out of this.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's depressing.
yeah, and it's saying how long you survive. They're going to have like different events go along as you go along with the game. It's going to be, eventually the power is going to start going out. To losing water, but you have to keep yourself alive. You have to keep yourself fed, keep yourself from getting too bored. I guess eventually, if you're like by yourself for too long, you can start going insane. It's like a sandbox. It's a sandboxy type game where you just kind of play as long as you can. The thing that appealed to me about it is what they're planning on doing is they're going to be putting in multiplayer before they're done with this, so you can try surviving with your friends in a zombie apocalypse.
I'm tripping, Greg.
Yeah. It's not. They don't have that in any of their current builds of the game at all. But I haven't played it for a couple years. They've been working on it for quite a long time. But
So you have played some of it before?
Yeah, I played it the original alpha version, which was real rough. They were just kind of just putting in the first basic parts of the game, the housing. Like they had a basic tutorial set up and everything. Well, this way, in the basic tutorial, you have a wife. She's been bit and she's laying in bed, and you have to kind of put her out of her misery.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tutorial, just to kind of get you into the flow of the game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
She's bit. She's gone.
She's gone. But they just recently went on Steam for early access if you had previously purchased the game. So I figured, let's just give it a little buzz and see what it looks like. They've done a lot of work on it. It's pretty obvious they put a lot of time into it.
You're still alive?
And I didn't. Well, I was just curious to see how lethal they were. So within the first couple hours, I just went outside. And they were fucking everywhere, and I was dead within about 2 seconds.
Now, the early access, do you
swarmed.
get that for free?
I do, because
if you buy it now, do you get the early access?
I did not look into that. And I'm not sure if you can buy it on Steam yet or not. You might have to buy it through their store. But because the way I originally got in the game is, if to help fund them, all you do is buy one of their other games, and that would pretty much help fund them for this game. So that's what I did back then. And then they just released the Steam keys for it.
Yeah.
So I figured, load it up, take a look at it.
Have you ever played that other game?
No. It was only $5. We know $5 is doesn't really matter for a game.
Yeah, on their website it says when the time comes that Project Zomboid is released on Steam Early Access, all purchasers will be able to transfer to a Steam activation code. So if you buy it now, then it looks like you can get it, and it's still it's $4.99 UK.
Yeah, so I would wait. I mean, I just wanted to jump in and take a look at it and see how far they've come for it. It's one of those games where I kind of want to see the finished product before I start diving myself too far into it or anything else. Plus, I want them to add the multiplayer because they're planning on adding what they say is persistent servers. So our eventual goal is to provide co-op multiplayer on persistent servers. A long way off, but one day. So I'm hoping eventually if they're going to have that, we'll be able to try to survive in a zombie land.
That's a lot.
Play Infestation.
You don't think the price is going to go up, though? I mean, doesn't it seem like if they're going to fund the servers for multiplayer, that it's going to cost more than $5?
See, I'm kind of surprised saying persistent servers. I thought they were originally was going to make it like a private server type thing, and you could set up that way, but they may have changed their
Okay.
Just reading it just now, they may have changed how they're doing that. Actually, that's a good question. I have to look in their forum see if they're mentioning about what the price is going to go up or on. I figured it would be about the same, but I could be wrong. When it comes out, I think it's going to be worth playing.
For
pretty fun.
$5.
$5.
$5 is nothing.
Buy it now in
It's
case
nothing.
it goes up.
You
to
can buy
10.
you can buy shitty games for $5 and their expansions.
You
It
can
doesn't
buy
really matter.
great games like Colonial Marines.
Yeah, Colonial Marines.
Great games.
Great games.
I didn't say shitty.
So, Mike, what have you been playing?
All right, Android front. I've been playing some. I was playing Sleeping Dogs. We talked about that. iPhone is like the big brother for smartphone games, and they get everything first, and you have to wait for Android games to get released. Still waiting for Plants vs. Zombies 2. Can't wait to play that. But this week, Zynga released actually 2 games for Android. One I don't have yet, but the Zyngas are the with friends people. So Scramble with Friends, Words with Friends, Hanging with Friends. So they got a new one out. It's called
Scooting with Friends.
For Android, anyways. For iOS, it's been out for a year, at least a year, maybe longer. Called Matching with Friends, and it's a tile-based game, similar. I would say sort of similar to like Words with Friends, except you're not making words. Instead, you're matching colors. So if you match colors, 3 colors in a row, you'll get points. But you get each turn, you have 3 tiles, and each tile is 3 color blocks.
Okay.
And you can rotate it, but you can't change the position of the colors. And then you have to play those 3 tiles, and based on if you get 3 colors that match, then you get points. So you play that against somebody else. When you match 3 in a row, those colors give you points, and then they disappear, and what's left over stays on the board. And then you continue to play on the board until all the tiles are gone. So it's sort of like Words with Friends, but you're not building words, you're building colors. And they disappear, so you can rebuild it. And there's bonuses and power-ups and stuff like that to go along with it,
So
too.
it's Words with Friends and people who can't spell very well.
There you go.
Gotcha.
It's pretty good. There's a similar game that I play as well. It's called Pyratron, which is a tile-based game, but there's 6 different colors and 6 different symbols, and you have to match the symbols or match the colors to create 6 in a row, and you get points. But you can play that multiplayer, so you can play it up to 4 players at once rather than a one-on-one thing. But then the other game that I want to talk about is called Zombie Tsunami. This is it's a side scroller in the effect that you start on the left, and the screen is always moving to the right, and if you get caught on the left, you're dead. But you are like this. It's an animated game, but you're a zombie, and you want to make humans zombies while you're running throughout the game, and you want to jump and dodge and duck different obstacles that are in your way. You want to collect as many zombies as you can. So if you're running on the screen and you come across a human, you eat the human, and the human becomes a zombie instantly.
Nice.
There's obstacles like cars that are in your way. A car, it takes 4 zombies, and you can flip the car and eat the human. There's a bus that takes 8 zombies. You can flip the bus and eat all the humans that are on the bus. There's a plane that's 16 zombies. So if you have 16 zombies in your group, you see where I'm going there. There's a tank. There's a helicopter. But the level gets harder and faster the longer you stay in the game. There's landmines that show up that you have to jump over or duck under. There's also power-ups, kind of like they look like big question marks. So like you're getting that Mario Brothers thing going whenever you hit it. The power-ups are very different. There's one where the zombies all turn into football players where they can run through anything. Nice. There's one where they turn into one giant clustered zombie. It looks like this zombie with this huge brain that shoots lasers out of his mouth. So it's not a hard game. It's just a fun game to play, and it gets difficult when you have firing my laser. It gets difficult when you have 24, 25 zombies on a 4.5-inch screen that you're trying to jump and maneuver through the game. So it's pretty fun. And then there's skill ups. You can use you earn coins in the game, and there's a marketplace where you can buy power ups and stuff for yourself to make it better. But it's pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
That's cool.
All right, let's move on to TV shows. Greg.
I watched
Watch TV?
I watched an episode of Archer on my new phone. I know it's not exciting.
I like
but
Archer.
It was nice watching Yeah.
Nice watching Archer.
Yeah, nice watching something on my phone.
So,
So
you
crystal
just-
clear on Netflix.
So basically, you just watch it just because you wanted to see something on your phone.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was finishing the trilogy. There's the 3-1 where he becomes a pirate.
Oh yes. Those are pretty funny.
And the guy that plays Putty was the colonel or whatever.
Yes,
Good stuff.
good stuff. Yes, very funny. You should watch that show. It's pretty good.
I do watch it on my phone.
How long did it take you to get to that? Too? It's been out for a while. Just saying. Once you're done with Friday Night Lights, you'll probably catch up with Archer. Don't worry. Speaking of which, did you watch Friday Night Lights?
No.
Okay.
No. 6 episodes in.
Was that all you watched?
Yep.
One episode of Archer on the phone. All right. Well, obviously, I finished off season 4 of The League this week.
Nice.
Once you start watching it, you just kind of keep going. It's like, what's that?
Collusion. The League is awesome.
It's
Even if
so
you're not,
funny.
The League is it's a FX show. It's a comedy, half-hour comedy about a bunch of guys that are in a fantasy football league, and instead of betting money, they just do awful things to each other.
Very awful things to each
Very
other.
awful things to each other. So the show centers around a fantasy football league, but I don't believe that you need to be into fantasy football to watch the show. I think the comedy is universal.
Occasionally, you may miss like part of a joke or something like that, but
Right, or there's
it's rare.
cameos by football players that are on the show, but
Yeah, they usually say who they are anyhow. Oh, it's Adrian Peterson. Yeah, I'm going.
right.
You can figure out it's a football player. He's large and black. So
Wow.
I'm sorry. That
was incredibly racist.
No, it wasn't. It's incredibly accurate. I mean, when we go by percentages, it's the majority of them, as long as they're not tight ends. It's the vast majority of them.
Wow. What about your Michael Finley?
He's an exception.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. It's just numbers.
Just saying.
Back
Just numbers. So I'll start watching the new season here probably this week since I am now recording them all. So I won't be behind this time. Have you watched any of them?
I watched the first episode. I didn't watch the
And?
second episode.
Good, still good.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
the quality up?
Oh yeah. It maintains its very disgusting. Very
Yeah, especially the last episode when they found the brown note. That was that's a little disturbing. And I gotta say, I think the character Ralphie and Ralphie is just probably my favorite character. I think of anything.
Yeah,
he's turning into it quickly.
I
He's
was
insane.
talking about this with a guy at work this week too, and the first couple seasons he was kind of a douche. He was just annoying, but they rewrote his character, and his character is whenever you see him on screen, you know shit is going down. Like
Yes.
there's nothing you can do but laugh. With
Was
him.
he in the first season?
He was one
Very
or two
briefly.
episodes, very briefly. Brolo. He is Ruxin's wife's brother.
I don't think I've ever
Ruxin's
seen him.
brother-in-law.
Yeah, Ruxin's brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, his when he went to his place when he had the toilet.
Oh, yeah, he went
What do you
to
call
the.
it? Shit.
Oh, you're talking about last season. I'm sorry, I was talking about
Yes.
this season. There's
Oh.
another toilet.
Another toilet thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he's kind of like a I almost call it an oven, but some kind of like thing he was holding food in for the toilet. Is I can't remember what it's called now. Never mind. I'm losing my.
Spoiler.
I'm getting like Greg. I'm
Jason
forgetting everything.
Mantzoukas plays
Yes.
Rafi. He's awesome.
Yeah, it's very funny. I also watched the latest episode, of course, of Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
What the fuck? Why did they end it on that note? Those of you who've seen the show understand exactly what I'm talking
Did you watch
about.
the final episode?
No,
There's
there's
3 left.
3 left. Yeah,
Oh.
3 left.
No, they left it kind of in a spot where I didn't expect they would just leave it. I was genuinely shocked. I'm like, what the fuck? It was a bit of a
WTF.
cliffhanger.
WTF.
Yeah. What can I say? This has been one of the best final seasons of any fucking show I've ever seen.
Yes, I agree.
And
I agree.
I really need
awesome.
to get on the ball.
I like the
should.
the fact. Well, they're on Netflix. You can
Yeah.
watch them on your phone now.
I can.
I
Oh.
like
Watching them
the
right now.
fact that they're not, at least as of now. Most final seasons, when a show knows it's a final season, they start to wrap things up in a way that the viewer is happy.
Okay.
This show seems to be running the course the way it should, and I like that a lot. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
I mean, they're getting. I mean, I'm really interested to see how this is going to coincide with the flashing forward parts of the
Yeah.
show they've shown. Where
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything because Greg hasn't seen.
But
it.
I had
Just
that.
fucking watch the show.
I had that the problem with Luther. I really loved the show, and I loved the final season. But I felt like they gave the viewers too much of what the viewers wanted.
Yeah.
and not where the story should
What's
go.
the title
Serve
mean?
the story.
Breaking Bad?
Yes.
It's because he's a good person and he has to go to bad means to make sure his family is taken care of.
He saw the pilot. He's is going to cook meth in order to.
He's a science teacher who is
right.
diagnosed with cancer.
I was just wondering what the Breaking Bad means.
Because as he goes through the show, his moral compass turns.
Yeah.
Yes. As I think as the showrunner described it, he wanted to make a show where he took Mr. Chips and turned him into Scarface.
Huh.
That's the basic premise in four words. So you should watch it. You might like it. I have to get on Friday Night Lights on Archer. You can get it right up.
And It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, It's Always Sunny.
And League.
They need to get that on fucking Netflix already, because I got those two sitting there in the DVR.
Right.
I want to watch them, but I can't.
Yeah,
I got to watch all last season first. Anyhow, so that's all I've watched
this week for me, other than what we've already talked about, the season premiere of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, what's
Sons
up
of
with
Anarchy
the
came
things
back.
that you and your wife were posting? Was there something like really bad about the first episode?
There is, and I don't want to say anything
Okay.
on this show. We can talk about it afterwards. But yeah, there's just something that happened on the show
That you were
this
surprised
week
by.
that when you're talking about timing, the show aired on September 10th. So things that happened in the show, I'm surprised that the television censors would have allowed to happen on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Becoming a little clearer.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to say anymore.
But it picks up right where it leaves off, and the writing is just so good, and the tension is there. And I mean, the story is about this guy who's part of a motorcycle club that wants to get the club out of the drug business and the gun business, but he has to do bad things to try to do good in the end.
So it's the opposite of Breaking Bad.
Well, it's
Breaking Good.
It kind of plays neutral, because at times he wants to do the right thing, but he has to do the bad thing to have it turn right in the end. But then he also gets caught up in his emotion where bad things are done for reasons that he shouldn't be.
That sounds really complicated.
It is. And the funny thing about this show, it's one that was recommended to me a number of times. The first season when it came out, the second season when it came out, and I was like, I'm not interested in watching a show about a biker gang. You know what happens. They're all evil people. They all do bad things. Just the misconceptions that you see from everything that you know or think you know about motorcycle clubs or other movies that you've seen that deal with motorcycle clubs. But I decided enough people had told me this show was good that I needed to watch it. So I queued up the first season, and it was one of those Sunday afternoon, no football on a Sunday. The wife and I just powered through 4 episodes, 5 episodes, 6 episodes, and then it was season 1 was done, season 2 was done, season 3 was caught up, and now we're watching the show as it comes out. So it's very addictive. It's one of those ones where the storyline matters, and each week every episode is good. For like there, I would say, I believe we're on season 6 now, and I would say that there are probably only 3 or 4 episodes out of the first 5 seasons that you could throw away.
Yeah, much.
That weren't important enough, that weren't fluff. But then again, it's one of those shows also that's only 13 episodes, 14 episodes. So
Oh, sure. Okay.
every episode has to count. So
One of these days I want to watch it.
It's on my list after
Friday Night
League,
Lights.
Friday Night Lights, Game of Thrones.
Always Sunny.
Always
I did
Sunny.
watch the first 4 episodes of last season's It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, but via illicit means.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying I
I
saw
was
'em.
just speculating.
All I'm saying is I saw them.
And you hate the show, don't you?
hate the show, but it's a great
the show.
But you
The
love
show is funny as hell.
Yes, it's funny.
I hate the show for OCD purposes, but I love the show for entertainment purposes.
I can't wait until they have an episode of that about backtracking and special orders.
Oh no,
That'll be the topic.
that was bad.
All right, movies.
Ah,
Great.
I have watched 2 movies.
What?
One I did.
holy shit!
One lent to me by Mike Mudd.
My number 1 movie of the year so far.
It was very, very good. Very, very good. It was. It had a very Stand By Me feel.
Ooh,
Okay.
with the kids going off on their own on an adventure.
I like a description. I love some of me.
Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey was awesome in it.
It's next to Killer Joe,
which I haven't seen. Yeah,
I mean, this is no. I shouldn't say next to. I would say Killer Joe is probably his second best performance for me. For this was definitely his best performance that I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, and the kids. I think the kids did better than he did. I mean, it was more about the kids anyway.
Yeah,
but I think the kids' performance, like the main kid's performance, was really well.
Have you heard anything about the next movie he's going to be in?
Mud 2?
No.
Well, he's in a
Dallas
TV
Buyers
show.
Club. Dallas Buyers Club, I believe it was called.
Well, he's in The Wolf of Wall Street, but
right. Well, it also is one apparently where he's playing an AIDS patient.
I did hear. Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He that's the one where he's the he was a rodeo. He was a competitor in the rodeo, I guess, or bull rider or something, and he finds out he has AIDS, and he goes to Mexico to get the drugs since he can't afford the drugs in the United States. And then he starts dealing. It's based on a true story. He starts dealing and smuggling and dealing the drugs.
Yeah. Apparently, he went full method on this one. He kind of went Christian Bale and the Machinist type thing.
Yeah,
he got himself real thin and sick.
Yeah,
I
I've seen the trailer.
He was already
for it.
really thin in mud.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it. He looks
like,
looks
whoa!
the part. Yeah.
I say that man has AIDS.
But he's also, it's him and Woody Harrelson that's in that new HBO show that starts in January, right?
Oh, that
where they're
cop
cops.
show.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about that. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Yeah, I can't either. But
I'm intrigued.
But yeah, Mud's really good. So Mud's about these two kids that, as Greg was saying, they're kind of adventuring off on their own and stuff, and they find this boat on an island after Hurricane Katrina. There's this boat in the tree, and they're gonna fix this boat up and use it for themselves. But whenever they get to the boat, there's somebody living in the boat, and it's Matthew McConaughey, and he's trying to get his girlfriend and get away, fixing up the boat. So it's kind of a coming of age story with the kids.
That's why I kind of felt like it definitely had the Stand By Me vibe, just like right from the beginning, that they're on this long adventure to get to the boat.
Right.
And then, them going back, it becomes more about, the antics of Matthew McConaughey. But right at the beginning, it definitely had that feel.
And Reese Witherspoon is in it, and Michael Shannon has a bit part in it.
Yeah, he was good in it. I liked him in it.
There hasn't been anything so far that I've seen that I didn't like Michael Shannon in.
Yeah.
I really
and then
like him.
I also saw last night, my wife and a couple friends and I saw Now You See Me.
Yep.
It's got a bunch of people in it.
Yeah,
actually.
Mark Ruffalo, Morgan Freeman. Is it Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
And what's her name? Isla Fisher, I think, was in it too.
Woody Harrelson.
And Michael Caine. Michael Caine is in this show.
Right.
He's not a magician. It was actually surprisingly good. I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
And we rented it and watched it upon recommendation from them. They wanted to watch it, and it was actually really, really good. It's about 4 magicians. Like, one's a mentalist. Woody Harrelson's a mentalist. The chick is an escape artist. The one guy is a thief type, sleight of hands type guy, and the other is just overall like what's David Blaine, like that type of magician stuff. Magician. Yeah, and they're hired by somebody or some organization to do these larger tricks. So they're then you jump from the start of it where they're all individuals into some kind of Vegas show where they're all working together under this one symbol, and they're like the 4 horsemen.
Okay,
it's very showy and it's awesome. It makes me want to go see a live magic performance because they're doing all these tricks and stuff.
Okay,
it actually really, really good. And Morgan. They do tricks.
Yeah, well, what's the previews show that they rob a bank and they give some of the money anyways to the people in the crowd. Right. They tell them, we're gonna right in front of your eyes, we're gonna rob this bank and we're gonna give the money to you. And then
and it just the magic tricks become more and more unbelievable as they go. And then Morgan Freeman is an ex-magician that is now out to debunk magicians.
Snitch.
Right.
Snitches get the gun.
And
Is that what they say?
Michael Caine's
Or see
character
Mr. Pappy.
is the founder. He's the person that funds the 4 people coming to that one performance.
Oh, okay.
So he lets them use their jet and stuff. It's very, very cool. The magic stuff in it is very cool to look at.
And then Mark Ruffalo is the cop.
Mark
He tries to
Ruffalo is
figure
the
out how
cop
they
that
did
figures
it.
out how to do it, and then there's a French chick that comes over, and then the 4th person, I think it's James Franco's brother. He's a
Okay.
Franco. I don't know if James Franco has a brother, but I know I've never seen him before in anything else. So, but he was
he's a
really
spitting
good.
image of James Franco.
Well, his last name is Franco.
He's Franco-esque.
Dave Franco.
Is that his brother?
I don't know. Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
So you
yeah, I did watch it. I do enjoy it. It's definitely a rental. I mean, not like you're going to see it in the theater, but
Right.
yeah, it's definitely worth a look if you like that kind of stuff.
Well, there you go.
Do you believe in magic?
No, I don't.
Al, what about you?
What movies?
I haven't watched a damn movie this year.
Oh.
So, no.
It's odd that I watched 2 and Al
Yeah,
didn't
I'm a
watch
little
any.
shocked. And TV shows too.
He is the younger brother of James Franco.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So last week on the Caveman Mafia podcast, the big show, I talked about going on vacation, and that the wife and I will be staying at a Hilton hotel in SeaWorld. And we will be going to SeaWorld, swimming with the dolphins
Will you
at
be
Discovery
watching cable?
Cove. And so this week, I decided that I would subject myself to the documentary called Blackfish.
Did you
Even though
cancel
last
your
week I said-
vacation?
we said don't do
Did
that.
you
Well, I
cancel
already-
your vacation already?
I already wanted to see it. I already
Right.
knew what it was about, and I wanted to see it.
Oh jeez. Okay. And
So, Blackfish it's done. It's a documentary that's done by, I want to say, 4 or 5 former trainers at SeaWorld, and they're talking about the horrible practices that go on with the orcas at SeaWorld. And basically, Blackfish was a word that one of the tribes or something where they were poaching the orcas from. That's what
Okay.
they called them. And the story follows this one orca, Tilikum, who he was in it was called Sealand in Canada, which is like their version of SeaWorld, and he attacked one of their trainers. And Sealand was kind of like a third-rate SeaWorld in Canada. They show pictures of it. They show like the cage that he was kept in, and it was literally like a cage. It almost looked like whenever you see pictures of like boat docks that are just like this warehouse that the water runs through and the boat sits in it. That's pretty much what he was kept in. And he gets sold to SeaWorld when Sealand goes out.
Okay.
And they pretty much use him to spawn all of their orcas.
He's the stud.
So he's the stud, and they keep him as the stud. And they even say this in the documentary. No real spoilers here if you follow this at all. There's just been this long history, but it's not really a long documented history of the killer whales attacking the trainers at sea worlds or SeaWorld type places. And pretty much they said like over 50% of all of the killer whales in all of the SeaWorlds trace their lineage back to this whale who has been aggressive on multiple occasions against their trainers. And if you know anything about breeding or read into anything about breeding, what you're supposed to do is when you have a litter, you take the most docile of the litter, and that's what you use to breed, because you want to breed the anger out of the animal if you're domesticating it. Instead,
Kind of like your family didn't do that.
exactly. Instead, they're using this aggressive orca to breed all the other orcas in the SeaWorld family. So it just goes talks about the different attacks and how SeaWorld covered it up, and how they're keeping them in these containers that aren't big enough for them to roam, because the whales themselves travel hundreds of miles a year in their lifetime, and they're contained to this little cage. And they talk about how SeaWorld, at least they used to, tell you that there was a small percentage of male orca whales where their dorsal fin would lay down, where it doesn't stick up.
Right.
Well, scientists, I guess, have rebutted that and said there's actually no instance of any male orcas in the wild ever having their dorsal fin laid down. It's almost their masculinity being broken by being in the cage that causes it to fall.
I know that feeling.
So whenever you're there and you see these male orcas and their dorsal fin is just laying flat or is curved over, it's just because they're just kept animals, and that's why they're going. The documentary was really good. The only problem I had with it, it was seen completely through the eyes of the trainers and their perspective of how management handled everything, or their perspective. And if you talk to a bunch of disgruntled employees, you're never going to get the good. I'm sure the things that they're saying are true. Mm-hmm. No animal, any animal that has in a zoo or anything that has come in contact with a human, not the people feeding them, there's instances upon instances of zoos attacking people. In Pittsburgh, we just had last year, was it last year or the year before, that lady that was held her kid up at the zoo to the African dogs exhibit and dropped the kid in. The kid was mauled and fucking killed.
Yeah, I mean, apart essentially.
Yeah, it happens all the fucking time. They're wild animals. What do you expect? So it was definitely horrible to see what's happening. Mm-hmm. But it's weird because at the end of the documentary, they all seem to think that SeaWorld is a necessary thing, and it's good for us to have that knowledge and learning the things that we've learned about them. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if there is a happy medium.
Saying sacrificing these couple whales in order to get better understanding might help the species in general.
That seems like that SeaWorld stance.
Right.
And these people, like, they regret working at SeaWorld, but they still like the idea of a SeaWorld. But I don't know if there's a happy medium where you could have these whales existing without
so it's kind of like
being caged in.
I like the idea of making love to a beautiful woman, but I don't have to rape her. Is that kind of the way you're going with?
Sort of, I guess.
All right.
You're supposed to breathe the anger out.
What? I was making an analogy. I know you love analogies, Greg. Did you like that one?
But it's definitely interesting. I would recommend seeing it. I don't recommend seeing it
before you go
a couple
SeaWorld?
Days before you make your trip to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Because all I'm going to think about when I'm watching the Orca show is that's the one that killed all the people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get very graphic, but they show it. And they show I guess there was this one instance a couple years ago where one of the trainers was riding on the back of one of the orcas and another one was supposed to jump over it, but he came up early and he landed on the guy and crushed him.
Oh my God.
And the only thing that kept the guy alive was the fact that he was wearing the wetsuit, and it pretty much just forced everything to stay where it was supposed to stay.
All broken. But
I don't want to think about that.
So all I'm going to think about whenever I'm at SeaWorld is it's almost like going to see a gladiator show.
Going through that whale's, the other whale's mind's like, I got this motherfucker right here.
Exactly.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to come 2 seconds early. You just stay where you are. I'm going to crush that motherfucker.
Definitely interesting. I would recommend it as a rental when it becomes available.
Right.
Any other video games, TVs, or movies to talk about before we take a break?
No, that's all sounding great.
Yeah.
All right. On a cheery note, when we come back, we'll discuss our favorite football television series and movies. Hey soldiers, this is the Stepfather, host of the Caveman Mafia podcast, and I want to take a minute to tell you about Stitcher Radio On Demand. Stitcher is an award-winning free mobile app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, plus discover the best of news, entertainment, and sports on demand. Listen to whatever you want, whenever you want, with one free app. Connect with your Facebook account and comment on our episodes. Stitcher is available for Android, iPhone, and most tablets. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store or Google Play. Welcome back to Entertainment Tonight. We finished going over the video games we've been playing, television shows, and movies we've been watching, and now it's time to discuss our main topic, our favorite football films and television shows.
I don't like football. I don't watch any of that shit.
Greg, as one who is not a football aficionado.
I'm not an aficionado of most things. But football is definitely low on the list.
Low on the list. What do you got?
A couple movies and 2 TV shows.
All right. Well, what's your number 5?
I don't really have them numbered because as far as favorites, they're just
this
there.
is different.
Well,
This is unusual.
All right. Well,
you don't have anything numbered?
give us one.
I like the movie Blindside.
The Blind Side.
Yes.
Very good.
You're changing that kid's life.
Based on the true story of Michael Orr.
Yes.
With some embellishments, apparently, because he was not
Super
very happy
Bowl-
about some of those.
Super Bowl champion. Oh, really?
No. Like stuff like saying like he didn't know how to play football. And all this. He goes, I know how to play football. He was not happy. I saw an interview with him one time.
Oh, okay.
It was quite funny. He took some exception to some of the liberties, apparently, in the film.
Then it's no longer one of my favorites.
That's good, right? Because you liked Michael Orr, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
He's my favorite.
What teams did he play for? All right, let's move on.
I don't know.
That's one of the questions I should say.
They're
for the
white
football
in their
quiz.
colors.
Exactly.
Depends. If they're home or away.
Exactly.
I was half right.
Does he still play for the Baltimore Ravens? I thought he did.
Yep. I think he's playing right tackle
Knew
for him
that.
now.
Yeah, he switched sides.
You
but-
had no idea.
What's your number 5?
Well, I had like about 5 movies I had in here and a couple TV shows, so let's go through the movies
See,
first.
you kind of had what I had.
Did I? Actually, I was trying to do some research on these. 'Cause I didn't obviously remember mostly. I realized there's a lot of football movies I haven't seen,
Okay.
more than I was expecting to. But the ones I've seen, like number 5, we come with Rudy.
Rudy. Rudiger.
Exactly.
Sean Astin.
But every time I think if I go back and watch it now, all I'm going to see is fucking Samwise Gamgee doing it now. That's going to
Hopping on the bed.
That's going to ruin a bit of
I
it.
don't think I've ever seen Rudy. It's about football.
Yeah.
Not
Rudy.
just football.
Life.
Notre Dame football.
Oh.
Yeah, otherwise known as Notre Dame football. It's life.
No, Rudy was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's an underdog story, you know.
Yep.
Make
About
sure
dogs?
What?
It's about dogs?
Yeah. Mike, what'd you have?
You know, as we're talking here, I have my list of 5, and I only made a list of 5, and I combined TV and movies together.
Okay.
But I think I need to take my number 5 off and replace it with something.
Okay. You go right ahead and do that. You make us editorial changes.
Rudy?
You need to.
No. My number 5 was, so it'll then fall to on Also Ran, was Varsity Blues.
I've never seen Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues, I think it's a really good movie about football in the South and its importance and
But not
how it
as
plays
good
on society.
as the new
But
one.
not as good as what should have been my number 5, which is Brian's Song.
Once again, I haven't seen that one either. It's one of the
Brian's
ones I
Song
need to
gets you
see.
dusty.
Who's Brian?
Brian's Song is
he
the
sing
true
it?
He's
story
got the
of
song.
Brian Piccolo and Gail Sayers, I believe, right? Gail
yes.
Sayers and Brian Piccolo.
You know who
Brian,
Gail Sayers is?
Yeah.
They played for the Chicago Bears.
Uh-huh.
And
The birth.
Brian Piccolo contracts cancer, I believe it's cancer.
What
And
position did Gail Sayers play?
Tight end.
Moving on.
But the movie makes
Is that
you
why you got
dusty.
cancer?
It's James Caan and Billy D. Williams, the original, not the remake that was done a couple years ago, but the original.
Right. You ever seen the remake?
I have not, no, but I heard it's not as not as a dusty performance
That's
as
just shocking.
the original.
Wait, the remake's not as good as the original? Hard to
Yep.
believe.
So Brian's Song was my
Brian's
number
Song.
5.
Greg.
The League.
Yeah, I have it
The
on some of
TV
my
show?
The
shows.
TV show.
Yeah, it was on my TV show. That's
Season
the best.
1.
Season 1.
That's all you've seen, right?
Mr.
That's all I've
McGiblets?
seen. It's a thing about football, but not really
Hey,
about football.
If it helps you at all, Mr. McGiblets makes an appearance in season 3. 4.
I've got it. That's on
Whatever
the
one,
list.
whatever one I just watched.
4, yeah.
4.
Mr. McGiblets.
He makes a return appearance. But he wasn't really Mr. McGiblets, and he was somebody else.
Oh.
He was Krampus. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Very funny. Sorry. Yeah.
The
I
League.
agree.
Very
Yes.
good choice.
I have it on for my TV show. I love.
If I would have done a separate, that would definitely made my TV list.
Yeah, nice.
No.
At the risk of being made fun of, Jerry Maguire.
That's
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I mean, the romantic parts of some of them are pretty fucking cheesy and all that, but the rest of the movie's fucking great.
No, yeah,
Great.
the agent client relationship is
yeah.
very good, and you don't get any of that information. All you see as far as agent client relationship is Drew Rosenhaus puffing his chest out and being a media spectacle.
Yeah,
nowadays.
he's very good at that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could even tell you like that I've seen any other agents.
No. One time, like if you put pictures in front of me, I would have no idea who they were.
Right. Yeah.
I know some of the names of them, but
Yeah.
past that, not much. But yeah, that's probably Cuba Gooding Jr.'s, I think, best performance I've seen him in. I know you like Radio, but
Radio
Radio,
did not make my list.
I'm surprised.
Did not make my list. Boat Trip, I think, is my favorite Cuba. No, I'm just kidding.
Boat Trip, nice.
No, my number 4 is The Replacements. This
Movie?
It's on a lot. It's a comedy about of the league. The football team goes on strike, and they bring in scab players. Gene Hackman is the coach. Keanu Reeves is the quarterback. Jon Favreau is he's a SWAT team cop who's got an anger management problem that they sign on to be their middle linebacker. If you ever seen what the hell is it? Notting Hill?
I haven't seen it.
But there's a real. Anyway, this guy this British guy that they bring on to be he's a soccer player. They bring him on to be the kicker.
Oh, Hugh Grant?
No, not Hugh Grant. Oh. No, he's also in the movie.
Was he?
I think he was Hugh Grant's roommate.
Okay.
But I can't remember his name. But it's pretty much everybody's larger than life, and it's kind of a joke. Like they get the cheerleaders or strippers, but it's about the scabs playing and coming together as a team and stuff. I think it's a really good movie. It's cheeky. It's not serious. It's you know what I mean. It's not like hardcore like a lot of football movies are.
Is it stupid, but you still enjoy the comedy?
I wouldn't say it's stupid. It's kind of a B movie, but I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Never mind. I can't remember the guy's name. Who was the guy who's in it played Clifford Franklin? The guy.
Apparently, he wasn't important.
He was actually really important in the movie. But anyways,
yeah, I haven't seen
Great.
that one either.
I really liked Radio.
Radio. I like Radio too. It just
It's
didn't
not
make
new.
my list.
Yeah. As
Radio
far as
just makes me
memorable football related movies or TV.
Do you like Radio better than the League? That's right. You don't.
Yes.
You don't number them. Never mind. You don't number
No,
them.
I did like Radio the movie.
I think I
Wow.
would rank Radio the movie better than
Wow.
the League.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I can't. I
There's
haven't seen it, so I
just a
can't
lot
really
more
comment.
emotion
Yeah.
in it than there is in the League. But
Oh, I get this feeling if I watch Radio, I wouldn't take Cuba Gooding
I don't think
Jr.
you're gonna-
seriously enough. I
he
don't think.
goes full retard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And as we
I
learned
might have a
from
problem.
Robert Downey Jr.,
That might pull me
never
out of
go
it.
full
Right.
retard.
That might pull me out of that whole thing. I mean, end up laughing at him. Is what I'm afraid of.
I didn't
So-
laugh at him.
Well, you're not a callous jackass like I am. All right. Number 3, Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday, that is my number 1.
I figured it
For
would
me,
be.
Any Given Sunday is the best football movie ever.
I enjoy it.
Do you only watch
Sorry.
it on Sunday?
I watch Any Given Sunday
Or any of them. Really.
before every football season. Now, I didn't watch it last Thursday because I worked. And Thursday night was the opener last
And that's
Thursday.
why the Packers lost.
But
Yeah, is that why they're going to miss playoffs?
did watch it Sunday morning before football came on.
Is that why Brett Favre's going to die on the field?
What's good about Any Given Sunday, and it also relates to my number 3 on the list, which was the TV show Playmakers, is everything bad that you hear about NFL players happens in the movie. And with Any Given Sunday came out, and Oliver Stone directed it, and it got a lot of flack for how awful and over the top, in quotes, that these players were doing drugs. You know, at one point, Lawrence Taylor cuts the guy's SUV in half with a saw. You know, all the outlandish shit that happened. The medics letting people play injured or forcing people to play injured.
in Playmakers, the TV show, it was done on ESPN, and the same thing. There was a guy that was involved in a shooting. There was a player that was gay. There was two players that were friends, quote unquote friends, but were also fighting for contracts to be on the same team. The one guy was beating his wife, and it was so real. I want to say realistic that the NFL actually threatened ESPN if they made a season 2. ESPN would lose all of their NFL privileges, where they wouldn't be allowed to have any NFL-related topics on their show. They wouldn't be allowed to show any NFL clips on their show. They would be completely cut off from the NFL. So even though the show was highly rated and people loved it, it died because the NFL
Pretty strong
killed it.
arm tactics there.
Yeah. So
I wish I didn't get a chance to see it when it was on.
I might. I don't know if I have it or not. I might have it. But it's definitely something worth watching. It follows right in line with Any Given Sunday, except Any Given Sunday has Al Pacino. And if we ever do, spoiler alert, if we ever do our favorite movie monologues,
which we may,
the monologue from Any Given Sunday will definitely be on my list.
See, we'll do it now.
Yeah.
Number one's done.
No, I didn't say it was going to be number one. I said it would be on my list.
It's done.
But
I think it's done.
yeah. So my number 3 was the Replacements or Playmakers.
Playmakers. Great.
My number 2 would be Friday Night Lights, the TV show.
You've only watched 6 episodes.
That's
all he needs.
There's still
4 episodes.
There's still 4 3/4 seasons left.
But I can still enjoy it. I like it better than other football
It's
things.
his second favorite football thing. He just doesn't care to watch it.
Yeah.
So good, and that's actually I was stand corrected. For Any Given Sunday was my number 2. Friday Night Lights was my number 1.
The movie or the
The
TV,
show.
show?
The TV show.
Not the
Yeah, we all
movie.
knew. I think we all
not
knew
the
that.
movie. Yeah,
You don't like the movie?
the movie's okay, but it's not. It
It's an
doesn't have the
also-ran.
impact. It doesn't have the impact that the TV show
Because
does.
Coach whatever is not in it.
Yes.
He's a reason not making a movie on that, right? The new movie.
He is the reason.
Yeah.
That they're not making the movie.
I listened to a podcast this week, but with Peter Berg, and he said,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
reason they're not doing it.
I don't. As much as I think I would like a movie, I don't think a movie can do anything
Right.
that. If you see the show, stuff happens that wouldn't make sense for them to have a movie.
They closed it in a good way, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It wouldn't make any sense to rehash unless they were doing like an update of the lives of all the football players 10 years down the road or something like that, or
Right.
I should say 3 or 4 years down the road because it really hasn't been off TV that long. But I mean, and I've said this, preaching to the choir. I guess I've said this 100 times before. Not only a football show, but I think it's an excellent family show. Like this would be one to purchase on DVD, to own, to show your kids, even if you have younger kids growing up, because you're not going to get coming of age stories or family stories like that on TV anymore. That's not. Now we have the Kardashians or Honey Boo Boo. We don't get family shows like this anymore.
Not to mention, probably in 25, 30 years, football won't exist anymore. So
That's true. It may not.
yeah.
They're going to digitally stream entertainment right to your brain. Just tickle a certain part of your brain. You don't even need to look at anything.
Tickle my belly, my brain, tickle my brain. Sorry.
All right, Al, what's your number 2?
Number 2 is School Ties.
School Ties. School Ties is a very good movie.
I mentioned that on some other topic that I don't remember what it was right now.
Did it make you cry?
Maybe it made you dusty. Yeah.
Oh, that made me
Yeah.
cry.
Is it a
It's
chick
more about
flick?
racism than anything else.
We didn't
Or
have a topic about the
anti-Semitism, I should
most
say.
racist, the
anti-Semitism.
most racist movie in the world.
Oh, that's a good
Blazing
topic,
Saddles.
though.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah,
That's
that's
that should
number
be
one.
everybody's number 1.
That's number 1, number 2, number 3.
Well, I know
But I love it.
American History X could be up there too.
Yeah, it's
That's
definitely.
true. But yeah, I haven't watched School Ties for a very long time and all that. But I remember it being pretty damn good. And actually, probably one of the last movies Brendan Fraser actually was good in, or didn't play a ridiculous character.
Yeah, he
I'm
wasn't
guessing.
Dudley Do Right.
The
Yeah.
Mountie.
I remember watching him. After watching him go, boy, that Brendan Fraser gonna go somewhere. He's a good actor. Wow.
He went somewhere.
Wow. That was wrong. Said that. I should have said that Matt Damon guy's gonna go somewhere.
Matt
He was in that.
Damon.
And he played a racist. He played an anti-Semite pretty good. Great anti-Semite, that Matt Damon. I always said.
If ever anybody I would choose to be an anti-Semite, it would
You'd
be Matt Damon.
It would. Yeah, so it's my number 2.
All right. We know my number 2 was Any Given Sunday, and my
Yes.
number 1, Friday Night Lights. Greg,
Greg.
what else you got?
Greg.
My number 1.
Greg.
The Water Boy.
How'd you know? Waterboy, right?
Oh,
Waterboy.
sorry.
The Room.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
That movie had so much football in it. It is the number 1 football movie.
You know what? You're right. I'm getting rid of my number 1.
You oughta
The
be
Room for
ashamed
me
of
as
you.
well.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
No,
Hey,
that was a great
hey,
choice.
Everybody likes football. Everybody.
Let's play in our
Let's
tuxedos.
play football.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Why?
Greg,
That movie has
Greg,
it
you're
all.
correct. I had to remember the Titans, but no.
Remember that?
Oh, Remember the Titans was good. Not as good as The Room, though.
Nothing is as good as The Room, to be fair.
What are you talking?
Remember
Nothing
the
is,
Titans made me cry.
nothing is
Yeah.
as awful as The Room, but
Exactly.
Hey,
Just
look,
like It's
don't
Always
worry
Sunny.
about it.
Do
Don't
about
worry
it.
about it. You want to play football?
Bad.
Everybody
Remember the
likes
Titans
football.
good. It's all right.
for shame. All right, Al, you're number 1. Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. It's good.
It's good.
I love it.
That's
Whatever.
got Denzel, right? That's Denzel.
Of course. It got
Yeah.
Denzel guaranteed. and shit.
Denzel. It's got the guy from
All
Falling
right, all
Skies,
right.
right?
All right.
The guy from Falling Skies,
Oh, yeah.
the
What's his
defensive
name?
coordinator or whatever, right?
Yes.
Was he defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator?
He was the head coach.
Okay.
Then they brought it to Washington and he got demoted to defensive coordinator.
Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard watching it now. 'Cause I keep thinking, boy, she turned fine, but now it's gonna be really creepy no watching it
You
now.
know.
So you know, our show I wanted to mention, nobody's mentioned yet, is Coach.
Oh, hell yeah. I loved Coach.
Yeah. Coach.
Well, I loved Coach up until he became the head coach of the Miami football team.
I don't think I made it that far.
What
Oh,
in
it
the
was
season
awful.
where he
He went to the NFL, yeah.
Oh, really?
That was awful. That never should have happened.
Oh.
But as long as he was the coach of the
I forgot
Minnesota
about that.
Screaming Eagles, he was
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot
great.
about that show. I watched a lot of that.
Yeah, Coach is awesome. If I'd fit it into my hierarchy, probably have on number 2 or so. I'd say.
Coach, I think Coach would definitely make my top 5 if I was doing a TV only list.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
What
Like
about
Dahmer.
I can't. Was it called The Best of Times? Is it with Kurt Russell and Robin Williams? Where they were like football players in high school, and then they try to relive their football dreams. They're going to have like another match, but like the whole problem was Kurt Russell was the quarterback and Robin Williams was a wide receiver, and
I can see that.
he dropped the ball on like the state championship or something like that, and he didn't want to go back to him because he knew he was going to drop it again.
Yeah,
you know,
only-
10, 15 years later or something like that.
Once you lose confidence in your receiver, you don't want to
Right.
go back to him in a high pressure situation.
Any other also rans for you, Greg?
No.
Nope.
That's probably
All right.
that's probably the 5 you've seen.
So look at what we got here on
Yeah.
Facebook.
That's why I had the room number 1.
Stuff that we haven't talked about. Necessary Roughness. Necessary Roughness
saw
was
it.
good. That's a comedy.
Well, that's
about
not part of
football.
it. That's one with Kathy Ireland as kicker, right?
Yes.
I guess I'm part of that
Scott
one time.
Bakula is he's playing an old man who still had 1 year of eligibility left, so they bring him back to be the quarterback for their football team.
Scott Bakula.
Sinbad.
And why did
Sinbad is
Scott
in it.
Bakula have a better career, really?
Let's see. A lot of talk about on here about playmakers. North Dallas 40. That was the
That's
Nick
an old
Nolte one.
movie. Yeah, that's an old
yeah.
one. I haven't seen that one.
Let's see.
That's a
we
list.
haven't-
Holy
yeah,
shit.
we got a good, a little comprehensive list here. It's a top 15. So
Wow.
15 was the Waterboy, 14 the Replacements, 13 Gridiron Gang, 12 We Are Marshall, 11 Blindside, 10 Necessary Roughness, 9 Invincible, 8 Remember the Titans, 7 The Express, 6 Rudy, 5 the original Longest Yard, not Sandler's piece
Was
of
not
shit.
Sandler's version? Come on.
4 Any Given Sunday, 3 Varsity Blues, 2 Friday Night Lights, and number 1 The Program. Have you ever
I never
seen
saw
The
The
Program?
Program.
Yeah, I saw The Program.
The Program is awesome.
Yeah, that's why that
Would
one
have
was
made
good.
your list?
Omar Epps, James Caan,
Would I replace
I just I remember the program.
with Carl Latimer. He was the man.
I don't remember all
Would
of
that
it.
replace the room for your number 1 choice?
No.
Good man.
There's a lot of
Stick
football.
to your
although,
guns.
although on this comprehensive
Don't worry
list,
about
I failed to
worry
see
about it.
Lucas. Why did
Lucas?
Lucas? You don't remember Lucas?
No, I don't think I've seen Lucas.
Charlie Sheen and Corey Haim. This is old. This is
Wow.
old. This was Corey Haim was a kid.
I see, that's
like,
what- oh, okay.
Before License to Drive, before
Before you overdosed.
Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like this super nerdy kid who fell in love with this girl and wanted the girl to like her, so he joins the football team. And
Oh.
Charlie Sheen's the quarterback.
Good plan.
And they're like, "No, don't throw it to Bly." Die? You never see it?
No, I never saw it.
Lucas, gotta
Never
see
saw
it. Gotta see it.
I'll put that on my list.
All right, that was our favorite football films or TV shows. Anything else to talk about before we wrap up the show?
No, let's go eat.
All right, let us know what you thought at thecavemanmafia.com, facebook.com/cavemanmafia, or at cavemanmafia on Twitter.